The Not So Great Outdoors contains stories of a graphic nature. Viewer discretion is advised. The outdoors are great.
Except when they're not. Welcome to the Not So Great Outdoors. We're your guides. I'm Piff.
And I'm Sam. And this week, we're changing it up a little bit. We're going to start a new series that we like to call Cryptid Roulette. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. Well, how are you?
I'm better today.
That's good.
I've been sick for the last week. Not COVID. Confirmed. Got a test. It's fine. But I actually feel like a human being today. Like I got up and I put on clean clothes and I did my hair. So I'm feeling better. Good. I apologize if I sound congested. I still am. So
you actually sound pretty good. I mean, that's maybe good. Sometimes.
Like in my head, I sound congested, so I can't actually tell what I sound like outside of my head. Yeah. That doesn't make sense.
You sound vaguely normal.
Okay.
Sort of. Yeah. That makes sense. Like there are some sentences that I'm like, maybe a little bit, but then
yeah, I worked from home all of last week, and I did half days because I couldn't make it through a whole day, but I had some really important meetings with like really important people in our company. Yeah. And my boss, the second day of meetings. So the first day I just took the whole day off. The second day I had a half day, and that was my first day with meetings. The day after that, so my second day of meetings with my boss at home, she was like, "You sound a lot better today." And I'm like, glad to know I sounded awful yesterday. Yeah. Thank you. I felt awful. So how are you? About as good as I am, but
I don't want to say mid-depressive episode because I feel like I'm coming out of it.
The fog is slowly lifting.
The fog is slowly lifting. Just give y'all a heads up on where I'm at. Yesterday, I slept until 5 in the evening. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm kind of okay, but you know, I'm burnt out at work, a little stressed out, but it'll pass.
I have something to tell you.
What did you do over the weekend, Pip?
Did I do it over the weekend? I don't know what days are.
No, wait. You did it.
It might have literally been yesterday.
No, you did it night before last.
Was it 2 nights ago? Yeah. I watched The Shining finally.
Dun, dun, dun. I've still not watched it, even though I covered the Stanley. I still haven't watched it.
So this is my opinion. So when I watched The Shining, I was in the mood for a Poltergeist level movie, which if you haven't seen Poltergeist, I really enjoy both of these movies in different ways. But it's like that, that 70s horror.
No. I mean, yes, but no.
It's just the movies they were made differently.
70s movies, yes, I get that. Because then it's kind of like, okay. Like,
yeah.
It's like questionable at best.
There were actual dead bodies instead of just like making props.
Yeah.
So I was like, I really want to watch something poltergeisty. So I watched The Shining.
I've never seen Poltergeist.
So I
need to add that to the list.
Yeah. And here's my thing. I don't think either of these movies is actually scary. Okay. Based on modern horror movie standards.
Okay.
Because I grew up watching like all the remakes of horror movies, which are fucking terrifying.
Such as
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Again, okay, let's revisit the fact that I have never subjected myself to scary movies. Like the scariest movie I think I have ever seen. And I genuinely feel like it's a terrifying movie. Well, okay, 2. Both of the Conjuring. Those are terrifying. Yeah, so those are the scariest movies I've ever seen. But I have never seen Halloween. I've never seen Nightmare on Elm Street. No, we should not.
I said I should. I didn't say we.
No.
I should watch it, and then I'll just tell you about it.
Oh, wait, no. Another one of the scariest movies I have ever seen, thanks to Piff, is As Above, So Below. That's scary. I mean, it's anxiety inducing. I don't know if I want to. It's more of a
psychological thriller.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but I'd watch it again, which is funny. Like, give me a year to get over it, then I'll be like, oh yeah, sure, I'll watch it again. And then we watch it again, and I'm like, I am never watching it.
So I'm going to post a poll the day that this episode drops. Go to our Instagram if you're listening to this and vote on what scary movie Sav should watch this year for our Scary Movie Saturday that we'll be doing in October.
In case you didn't know, we did that for Patreon last year, and now that Patreon is no more, everybody gets to see it.
Yeah, we're going to vote. I'll put a poll up on Instagram. Make sure you go vote.
Do I get to be a part of picking the
you'll pick the 4 options.
4. Okay, we're going to do 4.
There'll be 4 options. Sav will pick the 4 options, and then you guys will pick which one of those 4 we watch.
So it's going to be one of those multiple choice, but there's no wrong answer.
Yeah, one of those things. Cool. I love Nightmare on Elm Street. It is one of my favorite scary movies. Also, I really love Evil Dead. So, but this is the type of like scary horror movie that I am used to. But then I watched The Poltergeist last Halloween because we were actually quarantining because my husband was exposed to COVID at work.
Thankfully tested negative.
He tested negative.
Everybody was fine.
Yeah, we've been very fortunate during this entire thing that we've been able to stay safe. First of all, that movie is too long. It is 2.5 hours long.
The only thing I know from that movie is the here's.
Yes, and that happens in the last 30 minutes.
Does it really?
Yes.
You'd think that would be like a catalyst that gets sends it up.
And maybe it was because I was in, a medication-induced haze because I've been taking so much medicine to deal with my cold. But I feel like there were a lot of things that they put in that didn't really make any sense. And it wasn't very scary. It wasn't scary in like any way. It wasn't psychologically scary. There weren't jump scares. I didn't love it. I might get hate for that. But
no, I think I have never heard anybody say The Shining is the best scary movie ever.
Well, that's good.
I mean? And
I enjoyed it. I had fun watching it.
Yeah.
I do think it was too long, though.
Maybe in October we can do like a spooky book club.
We can read it? Ooh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
All right, so Sav, what are we doing today? Please explain to the people.
So we are going to play Cryptid Roulette, and we're going to have just a random state or a random, qualifier, and search cryptids around that.
Okay.
And see what we find. And we will have more time to search than the people have to.
Yes.
We will clip through it for sure. But okay, I want to go with states. I don't know why, I just feel like doing states.
Sounds good.
And also, for the people listening at home, let us know if you have ever heard of any of these, or if any of them were like weird to you, and also don't judge us for the information we find, because clearly we're not doing a lot of research on this. But I just thought it would be fun.
This is an on the fly, we've had a rough week kind of episode.
Yeah, we're just having fun. And I don't know, I just feel like it's fun. Okay, so let's spin. Our first state is Oregon.
Oh, I feel like this could be good.
This is going to be good.
There's a whole category. The Pacific Northwest is crawling with cryptids. Okay, so this is an article from wweek.com by Michelle Harris.
Okay.
That's what I've got.
Holy crap.
Oh my goodness.
I love it when there's pictures. This is great. Okay, so I just got, for cryptids found in the U.S. state of Oregon. So the United States state of Oregon. Thunderbird. We've talked about
Thunderbirds. Yeah.
Sasquatch, of course. I've yet to get the gumption to do an episode.
That's gonna be like a whole.
It's gonna have to be a series.
It's gonna have to be for something special. Maybe Christmas. You can get Sasquatch. Maybe no promises.
Maybe. Ball-tailed cat. But I'm very interested in this next one. Black-eyed children.
Oh no! We are not talking about black-eyed kids.
We're not?
No.
Because you know what they are?
Yeah, and that's the most terrifying thing.
Is it? Okay,
ever.
Never mind.
Your Slender Man?
Yeah.
My black-eyed kids.
Oh. I'm going to have to research it later on my own time just so I can know.
And that's why we Drink does an episode on it. Okay. It's very good.
Yeah, it's just scary.
Absolutely terrifying. Did you ever watch Doctor Who?
Yes, but I've never seen black-eyed kids.
So in Doctor Who, the episode where they're the kids with like the gas masks like fused to their face.
Oh my gosh, yes, and
they're absolutely terrifying.
No, are you my mommy?
It is that level of terrifying.
Ooh, yeah. Ugh, I hate those. No. Okay, let's see. What else? Devil's Lake Monster. It looks like Nessie crossed with the Leviathan.
Oh my gosh, I have one.
What?
Batsquatch.
What? Yes. Okay.
Okay, I have to read this.
Yes, please.
Just for everybody. So this natural habitat, Mount St. Helens. This is a Pacific Northwest article, so I don't actually know what state Mount St. Helens is in. We're going to count it.
I'll Google it while
you might recognize Batsquatch from the label of Rogue's hazy IPA of the same name. While there are many tales of Batsquatch, I can't even say it. The brewery writes in its description of the beer, they are all a bit hazy on the details. First spotted in the 1980s near Mount St. Helens, the elusive winged humanoid is said to resemble a flying primate with leathery black wings that span up to 50 feet.
Yeah.
In 1994, the Tacoma News Tribune detailed an alleged encounter by a teenager near Berkeley, Washington. According to the report, the animal had clawed feet, blue-tinted fur, the face of a wolf, and wings as wide as the road. So that's officially my new favorite cryptid, Batsquatch.
Okay, I have one.
Okay.
Also, Mount St. Helens is in Washington.
It's the Pacific Northwest. It's close.
Northwest. It's fine. Close enough. So this one's called the Gumbaroo.
Okay.
Gumberoo.
Okay.
And it is said, and again, this is still on that cryptid, so it's cryptid with a Z .fandom.com. It says the Gumbaroo is a fearsome critter told by the lumberjacks of emerging America in the 19th and early 20th century. And then it says the Gumbaroo is said to look like a fat bear in shape, but completely hairless.
It's a little fat phobic. Cryptids with a Z.
Except for its prominent eyebrows and bristly hairs on its chin. Instead, it has dark, smooth, extremely tough leather-like skin.
Ew.
This makes the beast invulnerable to bullets and arrows. Anything shot at the beast simply bounced off. Its weakness was fire, and that was the only known way to defeat it. The Gumbaroo was also said to always be hungry and devoured anything it can find that looked like food. A whole horse may be eaten at one sitting, but it's not enough.
Oh.
In the 2015 version of Fearsome Creatures, the Gumbaroo now has 13 limbs, 10 arms, and 3 legs. Its diet is omnivorous, physically and literally. The bear is not a gentle giant. After being burned, if a human inhales particles of the beast, their organs will get coated with rubber, which is easily misdiagnosed as tuberculosis.
Oh.
Wow.
Cool. Maybe we shouldn't eat it?
Yeah,
just like
not.
throwing that out there.
Yeah, just toss that out.
Well, then I just clicked on a link that the article is titled "A Very Factual Account of Portland's Most Terrifying Cryptids."
Love it.
And one of them is the haunted chicken cart.
What?
It's not long, so I'm going to read it. Oh, this is psuvanguard.com. I already read the article title. Slavic mythology is rife with tales of Baba Yaga, a witch who flies around in a mortar and either damns or aids those who encounter her. Perhaps one of Baba Yaga's most distinctive qualities is her hut, which stands on 2 long chicken legs. Oh, okay.
Okay, so Baba Yaga's house. All
Yep,
right.
and it is haunted.
I mean, that tracks.
Apparently.
Yeah.
It might sound absurd, but reports of a Baba Yaga-like figure in Portland date back as far as the mid-20th century when Oregon was enjoying both an economic and population boom. Tales of a strange, haggard woman hovering and chanting in dark alleyways and her wet, throaty cackle were common at this time. Oddly enough, the modern local version of this tale puts the infamous witch in a food cart rather than a hut. Ironically, in most collected stories, the surviving teller is insistent that the cart serves fried chicken exclusively.
I love it.
And that is also one of my favorite things. All right, we can go to another state now. I'm satisfied. I got to talk about a chicken cart.
A haunted. Oh, dang it. It landed on Kansas. Kentucky was right above it. I was like, that would be so fun. Okay.
Kansas cryptids. The first one I found is Sinkhole Sam, which doesn't seem as fun as I want it to be. And then we have Beeman, which looks Sasquatch-esque. Oh, This is interesting. The Beeman is a monster of the Kansas City area and has reportedly been spotted on both sides of the state border. The legend can be traced back into the earlier 1900s when it's said that a circus train wrecked and a 12-foot-tall gorilla escaped. Many believe the real Beeman sightings were of the offspring of this escaped gorilla, and they haven't been able to catch it yet.
Hey, the same website, cryptids with a Z.fandom.com.
I love cryptids with a Z.
Let's see if they pull through for us.
The fun thing about cryptids is that there are no legit sites. There are only sketchy sites.
Yeah, which I love because sometimes that's like the very best. You know, you remember the like kind of personal stories that I did around Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
For sad stories on Patreon. I got the majority of my stories from Tumblr. And I loved that. Like, I don't know why.
It's just more fun.
Ooh, Kansas City winged demon.
Ooh, tell me about it.
Ooh.
Cryptids with a Z.
Yeah. The Kansas City Demon has only been sighted a handful of times, roughly 4 times in Kansas City, Missouri.
That is a handful.
Oh, wait. Kansas City, Missouri. Oh, you let me down. Oh, well. I'm still going to talk about it.
I am in Missouri. That is my favorite TikTok.
Me too. Okay, you know what? I think I know what this is, especially since people have only reported it like roughly 4 times.
Exactly 4 times.
Yeah, so it says it has left a lasting mark on the unit. One girl involved in the first sighting passed out upon escaping the creature. The demon is described as the size of a man or taller. Okay, that seems like far-fetched for what I'm thinking it might be, but whatever. With a 12-foot wingspan, the wings are leathery like a bat's, and the face is that of an ugly man. When on land, it moves a wobbly way. It is apparently strong enough to shake a house. I don't know about all of that, but hold on.
Okay. Because to me, it sounds like a grown man in a Halloween costume, but it's like a Scooby-Doo kind of character. You're trying to like scare the locals so you can get the jewels or something. Also, Scooby-Doo Where Are You is on HBO Max, and I've been watching like old school Scooby-Doo, and it is just my favorite thing.
Okay, never mind. What I was thinking it could have been is not an animal that's on the continental U.S. Well, it's probably in zoos, but not normally.
Not domestically.
The flying fox.
Oh, yeah. Those things are huge. Terrifying also, just because they're so big.
5-foot wingspans. So they're huge. And they are scary. But basically they look like giant fruit bats.
Just
kind of.
Giant.
Just gigantic. So that their size is what makes I love fruit bats. I think they're the most precious I've ever seen. They're so cute. Well, that was a bit of a bummer. Right here. Kansas City Mag. Title again is there a mysterious monster lurking in a Kansas sinkhole? Probably. Oh,
so hey, I mean,
did you see that they've successfully mapped another couple miles of
mammoth?
Yeah. Zach saw that this morning and was like, "Holy shit, it's huge!" And I was like, "Yeah, all caves lead to mammoth."
Basically, everything in Kentucky is mammoth.
Yes.
And if you haven't listened to our Mammoth Cave episode, you definitely should, because that's a good one.
It is. That's
episode 16.
Wow, how did you know? How did you just pull that out there?
I don't know. That also could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it's right, though. I'm gonna check.
Well, this says 67 years ago, an 18-year-old Mennonite farm boy from a tiny Kansas town had a lake monster in his sight. Albert Burt Newfield fired 2 shots from his hunting rifle in a vain attempt to bag Sinkhole Sam, the greatest monster of legend Kansas has ever. There are multiple reports of a massive snake-like creature swimming in the Big Sinkhole. That's the official name according to the Kansas State Department of Transportation. Just the Big Sinkhole.
Okay.
A few miles outside of Inman, a tiny town northwest of Wichita, the legend began surfacing in the summer of 1950, the year before Newfield took his shot. The creature was described as being between 15 and 30 feet long, a wormy beast as big around as a tire from a 1951 REO Speedwagon. In 1952, a veteran Kansas newspaper columnist named Ernest Alva Dewey traveled to Inman to sort it all out. Dewey, whose writing career began as a publicist for a traveling circus, had a reputation for poking fun at locals. He once attributed UFO sightings to an airborne Kansas dragon known as the ball-tailed snickelhoop.
Okay.
Snickelhoopus.
I think the way that you said it is the best way to say that.
Yeah.
I'll use this time to say I was correct. It was episode 16, Mammoth Cave Hauntings.
Okay. So, yada yada, that one dude came in, tried to write some stuff on it, and tried to talk to some trustworthy
pillars of the community, if you will.
Responsible citizens. And they described Sinkhole Sam as 15 feet long with a fluted tail and a long fin on its back. So it sounds an awful lot like Nessie. Eyewitnesses also mentioned Sam's big, non-snake-like grin.
You said 15 feet? Like 1.5? It
says it's like between 15 and 30 feet earlier, but now these responsible citizens say 15.
15 feet is not very long. It could just be like a snake.
Or it could just be like a giant catfish. Catfish get huge. There are also several other species of fish that get to be massive. There are a lot of fish that are giant and have like a fluted tail and a dorsal type.
Yeah. Also, have you seen that fish? It's an ocean fish, but it has like teeth like a human. It's terrifying. Kate Green has a video on it.
Yes. Okay, I'm coming up short. This is a really long article that's basically just saying people think they have Loch Ness monster. Kansas.
In Kansas.
Yeah.
Not in Kansas anymore, Toto. Next state.
I am in misery, Missouri.
So that one that we just did that you said was in the wrong Kansas City.
Yeah, that one works.
Creature feature, Missouri and Illinois beasts and why we love them. Love their stories. Oh, I have to answer a question to read the content.
Ugh.
Oh my gosh, there's a Louisiana, Missouri.
What?
Why?
Ooh, this drawing. I hate the crude, like, cryptid drawings. They're, like, worse than any blurry, like, Bigfoot photo I could ever see. I don't know. They just freak me out.
I have hellhounds.
I have Momo. This says the Missouri monster Momo. Oh my gosh. The Missouri monster Momo is the cryptid time forgot.
Ugh.
Once bustling rural communities are slowly decaying, with younger populations moving to cities, many small towns are fading away, much like their monster legend. In 1972, the town of Louisiana, Missouri was home to many alleged sightings of a large Bigfoot-like creature. The story goes that two young boys and their sister spotted the 7-foot-tall hairy beast on the edge of the woods just outside of town. Emanating a foul odor, the creature was carrying a dead dog, according to the folklore.
Ugh.
Sightings of the Missouri monster, or Momo, exploded that year, and the town experienced monster fever. At one point, a 20-person posse was put together to kill the beast. Kill the beast!
There's a beast.
Copyright, we don't know how much we can say. Okay, to kill the beast, but the creature was never found. One of the few surviving Momo witnesses, Richard Allen Murray, told Motherboard that he was driving near Louisiana's Town Branch, a small creek that runs through the middle of town, around 11 p.m. As he was passing a small hill, he noticed something moving. Turning his truck towards the hill, its headlights illuminating a strange, upright figure covered in brown hair, Murray guessed the creature was about 20 feet away. When it realized he was there, it quickly hurried over the hill and disappeared. Murray, a lifelong local who has served as the town's fire chief and sat on the city council, was surprised by the sighting. Quote, I was amazed to see something. I thought it was a bunch of nonsense, but then I saw something. End quote, Murray said. In hindsight, Murray admitted that his sighting could have been nothing more than a bear, but at the time, the supposed monster was on everyone's brain. Nearly 50 years after those initial Momo sightings, indie filmmaker Seth Breedlove has released his latest film, Momo, the Missouri Monster. In the film, Breedlove weaves together a documentary format with fake 1970s B-movie vignettes to tell the little-known story. It's a cool, campy movie destined to become a cult classic, but it also explores an often ignored aspect of cryptid mythology, what creature sightings reflect about our world. Quote, monsters are a reflection of where we are in history, as much as they are a spooky tale to tell around the campfire. Breedlove. Monster stories tend to change and evolve with time, matching where we are scientifically, artistically, and as a society. And in the long term, they act as a window into our own past. Huh. That's kind of a cool
deep.
way to think about it. I'm going to stop us there. Also, this is from Vice.com.
Ooh, Vice. Okay, I have an stltoday.com article. Hold on. By Valerie Shrempon.
Okay. Did you say shrimp?
SCHREMP. I said shrimp. Shrimp?
Yeah.
Shrimp?
Whichever.
There's always links in the blog. So this is the Nixa Hellhound, aka the Booger Dog, which is like the worst name ever.
That is the worst name ever. I feel like Hellhound is a common name. I feel like Hellhound kind of covers a lot of different cryptids.
Yeah.
I feel like almost every state, every area probably has a Hellhound.
Probably. I feel like it's a popular cryptid.
Yeah. I feel like Hellhound is the name that we give like
any dog-like thing.
Yeah, in Harry Potter. I feel like that's what we do. Anyway,
it's like a dog with mange. That's a hellhound.
That's a hellhound.
So it's a dog-like creature. Big surprise. That gained a bit of notoriety a few years ago when somebody called a Springfield, Missouri radio station claiming to have seen it wandering around nearby Nixa. Apparently, Nixa is a place in Missouri. The DJs named it Paul.
Paul. I love.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know why, but I love that. I love that so much. You know what I never did to the ghosts in the cave at the farm where I never named them. But if I had known their names, I 100% would have walked in and been like, "Hi, Paul. Hi, John. Please leave me alone." Please leave me alone
There
today.
were no female ghosts.
Because I could never walk into that cave and not feel like somebody was standing behind me. And
It's a creepy cave.
I would have loved to have known the name of the one that would follow me around. So I could be like, Jason, if you could please just leave me alone.
Give me a little space.
Stuart, go away. Whatever. I don't feel like a person in 1812's name would have been Stuart, but whatever.
Paul has his own Facebook page. His personal interests are creeping, disappearing, golfing, and Jersey Shore.
I like that.
One commenter on a blog about the Nixa Hellhound claimed to have seen it, writing, quote, "It looked like a deer and a dog had a one-night stand, to be honest," end quote. Ozark folklorist Vance Randolph has recalled in his book several tales of ghost dogs and monster-like dogs, further blurring the lines between supernatural and actual fact and fiction. Waldridge says every state usually has a couple of tales about dog creatures.
Yeah.
Which literally was what we said at the top of this.
Because I don't know why, but I'm remembering. Oh no, it was a giant cat. I'm remembering an episode of Ghost Adventures.
Yeah.
That they go overseas though. I think this is while they're in Transylvania, or like they're on their way to Transylvania. I don't know. Either way though, that's one of like the best episodes, to be completely honest. But I don't know. There's like it's a giant cat. It's essentially Hellhound, but it's a cat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just like a big black cat that, you know, livestock always turns up, like Maine.
Do they like go cryptid hunting on Ghost Adventures?
I don't think they really go. They don't really go cryptid hunting like they go ghost hunting.
Okay.
But
because I really just want to see Zach Bagel Bites
try to find a cryptid. That would be
it's just like in the woods.
You know what I would love for him
for any amount of time.
I would love for him to try to find a puck wedgie. That would be the best thing. That would be great.
Gonna get attacked.
We are hunting
a puck wedgie.
And then the puck wedgie just come up, kick him in the ankle, and run away. Like, shut up, Bagel Bite.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, let's try another one.
Oh, hold on. This is not like, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but this is like a dirty Yeti called the Big Muddy Monster.
The Big Muddy. Honestly, I feel like so many, and I was thinking this with Momo too. They're like Sasquatch-like creature. I'm like, maybe it's Sasquatch.
Maybe all of these are just Sasquatch. Why do they have to be different?
Yeah.
Why is the Big Muddy Monster not just Sasquatch muddy?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah, because it's not cold enough for a Yeti, so it's got to be Bigfoot. Sasquatch. Aren't they two different things?
Yeah, well, one of them is East Coast and one of them is West Coast. Okay, so Sasquatch is Appalachian side and Bigfoot is Rockies.
But like at their core, are they?
Basically.
Okay.
I mean, have I looked deep into this?
Don't worry.
No, I haven't.
Will at some point.
But
whenever I have the mental fortitude to do so. I just don't have it right now.
Okay.
What
do you think? One more state?
Yeah. Okay, we've done enough M's. Okay, we're on Mississippi now. But I mean, I don't know, though. Mississippi might have some good ones.
At least Mississippi isn't in the Midwest.
Yeah, all right, fine. Let's try.
I have 5 scariest things in the Mississippi woods.
I have the Chattawal monster.
Oh my gosh. Okay, this is what I love about what we're currently doing is that I can talk about the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Mr. No Shoulders.
If you're gonna have a cryptid in your town, you have to give it a better name. Because one day it could be talked about on a podcast, and then we're gonna make fun of you for giving it a stupid name. All right, do tell.
Okay, so this is an article from the Clarion Ledger. It's written by Brian Broom. And I think, oh my gosh, I think it's supposed, so the article is titled 5 Scariest Things in the Mississippi Woods. And so I think that these are like fictional things. But underneath the bold heading of Mr. No Shoulders, it says, at the top of Mississippians' list of things they would prefer not to cross paths with are snakes.
Get out.
And now I'm just disappointed. Okay, the headings are top notch though, because the next heading is some pig, because they have like wild pigs. And then it says here kitty kitty because they have panthers.
Oh my gosh.
And my, what big feet you have. Oh, here, this is legends. I found a legend.
Okay. Bigfoot, I imagine.
Chupacabras.
Ah.
Let's see. Oh, wait, no. South of the border, chupacabras suck the blood of goats, and across the Atlantic, the Loch Ness monster makes an occasional appearance just to cause a ruckus. Here in Mississippi, no legendary being has gained more attention than Bigfoot. There we go. Okay, so like article was not helpful for our purposes. However,
funny.
those headers were 10 out of 10. Mr. Broom, that was funny. Oh, I like the beginning. So this is an Atlas Obscura article by Eric Grundhauser, but the first line is, full disclosure, I choose to believe in the possible existence of cryptids.
Oh,
sort of.
Yes, don't read too much about that. That's the one I found.
Oh, I'm not allowed to look at this?
I mean, you can. I don't think there's anything in Mississippi there, but I might do a couple of these. But honestly, what's it going to hurt?
Yeah, I just really liked that first line.
I do too. I have come across this one before. That's atlasobscura.com. And I've come across them before. And I really like, I don't know, I just really like it. They're like, listen, I just choose to believe in this stuff. We all should believe.
MISSISSIEPPI. Oh, the only one in here is in Illinois. It says Mississippi River, so.
Yeah, and it's the big one.
Yeah. The Big Muddy Monster, which we just talked about.
Yeah. Okay, Mississippi's kind of a flop. I'm not finding much
Mississippi, you let us down. Right, you do have snakes, though.
You do have
snakes. Or AKA Mr. No Shoulders.
Get out. Okay. Well, I'm spinning again.
Okay. We'll do one more real one.
Yeah. Okay. We landed on Wyoming.
I feel like Wyoming has a lot of, like, things why I can't spell. Wyoming cryptids. What cryptids are hiding in the Wyoming wilderness? Okay, at least the first couple links.
Yeah.
Look good. Let's see if there's anything in here. Bigfoot, obviously.
Bigfoot is everywhere.
Okay, so this is y95country.com, which is like, I assume a radio station. We have a stock photo to start us off with. I don't know who wrote this article. What cryptids are hiding in the Wyoming wilderness? Shunkowarakin. I love this. This cryptid is technically Montana's to claim, but being that I don't think possible mythical creatures really care about state lines, we're going to claim it as well. The Shunkowarakin is a particularly large, wolf-like animal similar to dire wolves that went extinct thousands of years ago. It is said to live in the mountainous region of the Rocky Mountains and feed on various livestock and pets of ranchers unlucky enough to be in its path.
I have mysteriousuniverse.org, the DeSmet, Lake Wyoming's version of Nessie, I suppose.
I love another Nessie. I feel like all of these are just fish. Listen, I love Nessie. I have a whole Nessie very near and dear to my heart. However, a lot of these, like our own Nessies, I feel like they're fish or eels.
Yeah. One more.
So on my cryptids list was San Pedro Mountains mummy. And so then I Googled that separately.
Yeah.
And I have a historycollection.com, which is the truth behind the disturbing mystery of the San Pedro Mountains mummy. And so I'm going to quickly skim this.
Okay.
So apparently these miners were in Wyoming, whatever state we're in.
Yeah.
And they were mining, so they blew some wall up and they found this like actual mummy.
Oh, so it wasn't one of the miners that got...
No. It was a mummy that they found while mining.
Oh.
And then it was exploited and then it just disappeared. Sure. And they don't know, like, oh my God, that's a photo and that's terrifying.
No, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it.
If you want to see it, you can go to historycollection.com and find it yourself because
weird.
They x-rayed it. They were trying to figure out if it was like a human or adult and a child. And Harry Shapiro of the American Museum of Natural History believed that it was a baby suffering from anencephalia, which is a congenital disability that occurs in the womb and leads to the absence of part of the fetus's brain, skull, and scalp. So, and it says, even if a child suffering from such a disease survived birth, it could not survive infancy. Probably because you're missing part of your head.
Yeah, probably.
That's probably what it was. And then they was probably like buried and mummified naturally.
Okay, let's see.
But it's weird because they were like sitting up with the legs crossed and the arms folded. Like that's how they were mummified. Which is weird.
The jackalope?
Okay.
And so it's essentially a rabbit with antlers. John Coulter had already secured his place in history as a member of the Lewis and Clark expedition 1804 to 1806. the first expedition to cross western North America. Then he became the first white man to see the, I'm gonna do this wrong, Teton Mountain?
I don't know.
Teton, I think. I don't know. And enter what would, in 1872, become Yellowstone National Park. But Coulter didn't stop there. He claimed to see a jackalope. The legendary jackalope is a large rabbit with antlers that can run 90 miles per hour.
Wow. That's very fast.
And use human words.
Oh, so it's a talking rabbit with antlers. Okay.
This creature has been reported not only in Wyoming, but throughout the American West. It has a German cousin, the Wolpertinger.
I mean,
Sure.
German, it's going to be a V instead of
A
W,
V.
so it's like Volterkinger. That's just
My
me saying
husband's
things with a German
ancestors
accent
are
at this point.
Anyway, which also has antlers, but also has bird wings and fangs.
See, the German one sounds cooler
than
just a bunny that can talk and has antlers and it's very fast.
Coulter's jackalope report was soon forgotten. For jackalope enthusiasts, the legend of the creature began in 1939 in Douglas, Wyoming, when taxidermist Douglas Herrick and his brother Ralph began selling mounted rabbit heads with antlers they'd attached. Yeah, I was just saying, this feels like
just like gluing antlers on rabbits.
Everyone seemed to want one. 10 years
Arts
later,
and crafts.
10 years later, the town dubbed itself the Jackalope capital of the world.
Oh my goodness. Because some people were doing arts and crafts.
Yeah. Well, because we're going to get into like why they probably look like this.
I believe this, that we are, but also they just said that they were gluing them on. So I'm just like,
well,
craft night with the boys.
Hold on. We get to something here.
Okay.
So more than once, the Wyoming state legislature has considered a bill to make the jackalope the official state mythical. First, do all states have an official mythical creature? I'm gonna have to look this up. For some reason, the bills keep failing. Jackalopes aren't real, unless, of course, they are. 2 different strains of papillomatosis virus are known to attack rabbits, raising horn-like tumors on their heads. Papillomatosis is also called jackalope, and then there's a picture of a bunny that has like the tumors. So
it could just be like tumors.
Just be an illness. Yeah.
If I googled official state mythical creatures, and I found like the most famous for each state, like many listicles. But I feel like there are some states that have them and but probably not all states. Yeah.
All right. Shall we call it?
Think so.
I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know it was a little chaotic, but I hope you all liked it. I had a great time.
Yeah.
Let us know if we should do this again, if you guys enjoyed it, if you didn't,
If you want to read any more of those articles that we were looking at, the full list will be in our website blog, which is at notsogreatoutdoors.com. If you have any of your own spooky stories, encounters with cryptids, encounters with criminals, or ridiculous rescues that you'd like to share with us, please email us those at notsogreatoutdoors@gmail.com. You can find us on the social internet on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, all at NSGO Pod. Please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts.
If you want a sticker, please take a screenshot of your review and send it to the email
us.
And with
your address.
Your mailing address, and we will send you.
Again, we would love to be able to do a listener stories in October, but we can only do that if you send us stories. So if you have one, send it to us, and you might be featured on our October listener stories.
Also, we need you guys to send them to us now, because I'm pretty sure we've gone through all of our personal.
Yeah, I have no more.
That is until Piff gets me some. I love you're like, oh, just wait. It'll happen.
I can't. It's gotta happen.
It'll happen eventually. It may not be exactly what you want.
It might not be Waverly, but
it will not be Waverly, but okay. But if y'all are one of the ones who said yes, Sav should go to this, I need you guys to help me figure out ways that I can protect myself if we go. Do I carry sage in my pocket? Is that going to make me mad? Does that make me more of a target?
I feel like you just need like some holy water, which we can get, and like a cross necklace, which you probably have.
I do, but I'm not wearing it in case it gets like ripped off my neck.
Okay, then we'll get you a different one and we'll get it blessed.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
I'm not saying I'm going, But I'm saying if we find a way that I could probably protect myself, I would consider it for more than 2 seconds.
Witches who listen also chime in, because I only know the Catholic way to protect you. So
yeah.
let me know the witchy way. We'll just douse her in protection.
Yeah.
Lavender, I think.
Maybe. Salt.
A circle of salt somehow.
So every step I take, just salt.
A hula hoop. Put salt in the hula hoop and carry it around.
Put it on like suspenders,
yes,
so that I don't have to hold it.
So you have a circle of
and
salt.
And then it's like 6 feet.
Why did the people in Hocus Pocus not think of this?
That's such a
That is a brilliant idea.
That is.
Okay. On that note, we love you guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Leave us a review, and we'll see you in a few weeks. In the meantime, stay safe out there.
Thanks for watching. Music by Purple Planet. Art by Ruby Congrove. Logo by Catherine Dodds. For more information and our sources, head over to notsogreatoutdoors.com. For updates and announcements, make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter at NSGOpod. Don't forget to subscribe on all of your favorite podcasting platforms.